Oeschinensee Lake was our favourite lake in our whole trip. It has everything: mountains, a lake you can swim in, 360 views all day. My name's Maria and I travel with my partner Jared, and I'm trying to live a more intentional, minimalist life that focuses on health. Spending less on rubbish has helped me to save to travel, and we were able to spend 3 months in a camper van travelling Europe. And so we really enjoy sharing travel tips that help you plan your trips. In this video, we'll go through how you get there, what it costs, and what the hike involves. So how do you get there? You arrive to a car park and then you've got a choice. You can either get a cable car or you can walk. Personally, I'd get the cable car because you're really going to want to save your legs for the top. Little tip: if you're traveling in camper van in Switzerland, you usually have to pay for campsites, which are quite expensive because they don't like wild camping. But we did find on Park for Night a place in Thun where you could stay overnight in a car park for free. It was a stunning city. There was a lake in there where you actually got to see people surfing, which I'd never seen in a town centre before. There was a beautiful castle, and it was just such a beautiful town to be in. And it was a really good location to travel to other sites. Oeschinensee Lake was about 40 minutes from here. So how much does it cost? Car parking, I think, was about 5 to 8 Swiss francs. I think the ticket both ways was 40 francs per adult. But it's worth thinking whether you want to go one way. We ended up staying later.
So we've done it again, mistimed the whole hike, and are now walking back to an epic sunset by chance. Should hopefully be able to do the last bit. We got head torches just to finish off the last 20 minutes to walk back to the town.
I don't think there's been a walk that we've not done this.
No, it always works out for the best.
But yeah.
Really nice because it meant we had the lake pretty much all to ourselves. The way back is a bit of an easier walk as well, and you've had time to like rest in the lake and stuff like that. And I think a single ticket was 31 francs-ish. We sadly don't have footage of the other stuff, but it's worth bringing money for the refuge huts if you want some treats. There's boats there, so you can actually boat on the lake. It was about 32 Swiss francs for an hour, and there's even a toboggan ride which is as cheap as 6 francs. So finally, what did the hike involve? So I think we did trail number 8, but if I'm honest, it was a little bit confusing. They do give you a map at the start of the hike, but we basically headed towards the lake and then saw a massive hill with lots of people walking up it. So we followed this and it was pretty hard.
Knackering. Like,
Definitely.
harder than it looks.
Very brutal.
But it's completely worth it because the view when you get there is absolutely breathtaking. There were quite a lot of people at this viewpoint, but to be honest, I think a lot of them walk up the hill and then walk back down, because you can go on to do it takes about 3 hours to do a loop walk. It actually took us a little bit longer, but it was really peaceful on this loop walk. There were hardly any crowds, and if you've got the time to do it, I would highly recommend it. It was one of the most breathtaking lake walks I think we've done. You have 360 views of the lake pretty much the whole way round. You've got the mountains surrounding you, snow-capped, and it looked like there were glaciers there. It was just incredible. You've got animals, farm animals as you go through, and they've kind of thought of everything. You even have barbecues stations there with unbelievable views, and that was one of our regrets. If we could go back, we would have made sure we bought barbecue food, and if you don't want to carry around logs, you can actually buy them when you're there. I think what made this lake so special was we have actually done quite a few lake walks in the Dolomites, and they're stunning, but you can't go in the water, whereas at this lake there's nothing nicer than doing a really long hike and then being able to jump in the water at the end. And because we were a little bit later, it did mean we had the lake pretty much to ourselves, which did just make it so magical, really. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you found it useful. If you've got any questions, please leave it in the comments. And if there's any other places you'd recommend in Europe, please let us know because we love hearing from you. I would also say if you want to see a bit more of a adventurous hike, then please watch our next video, which is on Murren. It's one of the Via Ferratas. It's another place in Switzerland. It was absolutely terrifying. It was the first Via Ferrata we've ever done. But if you fancy an adventure, then it's probably worth a watch.